No, Noodle, that's not your person.
What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share this video if you like what you see. Y'all saw the title, y'all saw the thumbnail, so I know what you are here for. Yes, I got bit. I don't often get bit, so this was a shocker to me, but let's just get straight into the video. Now, before we get too deep into the video, I just want to set a disclaimer. Noodle has never bitten anyone before. So, to my surprise, and honestly to her surprise, because I could tell how shocked she was at her reaction after it happened, it actually happened. So, just to set a disclaimer, Noodle is a great dog. She is a phenomenal dog. She's very sweet, very well behaved, but she's very, very scared. And Noodle also has notes in the computer. One, that she poops randomly, which y'all will see in this video. And then two, that she bites for her face. And well, you'll see when we get into the video. First, we're going to be starting off this video just with some basic prep work. It's going to be her paw pads, nails, and sani, as we always do. And I threw in some free nail grinding for Noodle because, one, I love her. Regardless of everything that happened in this video, I still love her. I told the pet parent, I'm like, listen, don't worry about it. It happens. It's really not that big of a deal. But he asked me, he said, well, what do you think I should work on at home just to kind of help her be better with the dryer? And I said, just holding any type of dryer around her face and holding her chin hair, because that is how we are able to maneuver the dog and figure out the dog's movements. But the pet parent was completely understanding. He felt so bad, and I'm like, sir, it's really okay. And he was just as shocked as I was because, like I said, Noodle is not really the type of dog that will bite. But I mean, you know the saying, any dog can bite on any instances if they're given the opportunity, which is true. I do agree with that statement, but I was shocked. Noodle was shocked. And like, what is interesting, which you'll see in the video, but I had to cut some of it out because I don't think I'm allowed to show that on YouTube. But right as she bit me, she had diarrhea. So it was an experience for her. It was an experience for me. It was a mess. But yeah, but she calmed down afterwards and then relaxed. And as you'll see, we finished the haircut. Now, what I will say is getting bit is not a fun experience. And I know some people in the comments are like, well, duh, obviously. But it really isn't a fun experience. It's not a fun experience for the groomer. It's not a fun experience for the dog. So it just kind of creates a stressful environment. So after all of that happened, after she bit me and then had diarrhea, because she bit me, I put her back in the crate. Well, I had to rinse and dry her butt off again. But I put her back in the crate, let her relax a little bit before I pulled her out for a full haircut. If you are ever bit by a dog while you're grooming, if you are a new groomer, experienced groomer, if you are a pet parent trying to your dog at home and your dog bites you, don't get mad at the dog. I mean, obviously you want to let them know that that wasn't okay, but don't get mad at the dog. Don't beat the dog. That's not going to solve anything. That's just going to make the dog even more stressed. Let them have a break, because obviously they're explaining to you that was too much. I'm giving you warnings, but that was too much. So always put them back and give them a break. And even though this is what the video is about, I don't want this whole video to be about getting bit or the dangers of getting bit or anything like that, but just be mindful of dogs' body language and things. So now we're going to be starting off Noodle's bath, and yes, this is where I got bit, but as you can see, it was a very relaxed bath. It was a very relaxed session, so I was surprised at the reaction. And I know I've said that several times already, but I truly was surprised because Noodle doesn't really do the aggression thing. And I don't think her biting me was an aggression. It was more of like I said, stop drying my face. But to be honest, I was very surprised because she was doing so well for me drying her face. And at one moment, she just kind of freaked out. And then I was trying to calm her down, like, hey, calm down. It's okay. I didn't have the dryer close to her face. I had it separate and I had it pointed down. So it wasn't near her face. It wasn't near her ears. But when I went to go adjust my hand, that's when she got me. You'll be able to see that in the video. But like I said, it was just a surprising experience for me. What I want to touch on real quick is just the products that I'm using on Noodle. So I gave Noodle a Chi bath, and the Chi is a deep moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. It is phenomenal. I love that shampoo and conditioner. It lasts on the dog for about 2 weeks, and it makes their coat so soft. It makes the cut come out beautiful. It's a wonderful shampoo. Is it the best shampoo out there? No, but it's the best shampoo that my job offers, and I love using it on doodles, poodles, cockapoos, anything with a thick fluffy coat. I love using it on because it makes the coat, the cut, it makes everything just phenomenal, and I love it. Any pet parent out there that has a doodle, a poodle, a cockapoo, any dog with a thick coat, fluffy coat, anything that can look like a little teddy bear, it is very important to get a high quality shampoo and conditioner. And I'm going to say it again, it is very important for you to get a high quality shampoo and conditioner. Always get a conditioner because when you are washing a dog's coat, it strips the oils, it makes the coat extremely dry, and the conditioner goes back in to moisturize it. Always do that. Now we're starting the drying on Noodle, and as you can see, she does not like it. She does not like the dryer. She's very nervous, she's very scared, but she did okay. But right there, and as I'm switching my hand, and right there is when she got me. It was a mess. And as you can see, that like I said, right as she did it, diarrhea. So I had to rinse it, re-dry her, and then she pooped again. Can I just say, I can only laugh at this because it had already happened. Like this, I believe, happened last week. So now I can laugh at it. But it was she kept going to the bathroom. And at one point during the end of her groom, you'll see me hold a towel up on her butt because it looked like she was about to just leak you know what out. And I was like, oh my God, Noodle, please, you're almost done. Don't poop again. Again, like I said, I can laugh about it, but it was a very stressful day. It was a very stressful situation because for groomers out there, you know, when you get to a point when your dog is basically almost dried, haircut's almost done, and then they poop and they get it all over them. Or when the haircut is completely done, they're in the kennel and then they go to the bathroom. It's like a groomer's worst nightmare because you're like, no, your owner, like I had one dog. I finished the groom, put the dog in the kennel, called for the dog. Owner shows up. Hey, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. Head back there to go get the dog. The dog pooped in the kennel and it was everywhere. It was all over him. It was all over the kennel, his feet. So I came back up and I said, hey, can you give me like 20 minutes? I kind of just got to rewash him and dry him real quick. And she said, wait, why? I said, well, he went to the bathroom in the kennel and it's all over him. And me and the owner could do nothing but just laugh because what do you do in that situation? You have to laugh because it's like you were almost at the finish line and now look at you. Like I said, I can only laugh because I'm not in the situation currently, but when I say that is such a stressful situation for dog groomers, for bathers, it is hard. And that's why when people apply for this job, I'm like, listen, it is not an easy job. And I give them just the rundown, like you're going to get bit at some point in time. You're going to get anal glands all over you. You're going to get poop all over you. You're going to have a dog that you're completely finished, put him back in the kennel, and then he poops all over himself. It's just going to happen. So you have to understand, you have to have the patience for this job. So when I got bit, I didn't even have time to react because she had poop all over her. I'm like, okay, let me rinse my hand, then I'm going to rinse you. It's like, what do you do? What do you do? But moving away from the stinky situation, I'm going to be doing a teddy bear cut on Noodle. So on her, I did a 5/8 of an inch. So that is a 0 guard comb for all the new groomers. New groomers, real quick, learn your guard combs. Learn the inches on the guard combs. Learn the colors. Learn the letters. Learn the numbers. Learn your guard combs. It's going to help you in the end so much to learn what you're using, learn what would look best on a dog. So this owner comes in, like I said, he bounces around from person to person. He does not have one set groomer for Noodle. I think that's a big part of her nerves because she doesn't know who she's coming to see every time she comes in. Pet parents, if you have a dog that is nervous like this, which a lot of doodles are, to be honest, but if you have a dog that is nervous like this, pick one groomer, stick with it. Don't bounce around because your dog needs consistency. If your dog is not experiencing consistency, your dog's never going to feel comfortable coming to the grooming salon because they don't know who they're seeing. Let your dog and that groomer build a relationship so that person can be comfortable with your dog and that dog can be comfortable with that person just like they are comfortable with you. Before I moved down here, I had a ton of clients and they all were great. They all knew, like their dogs knew my names. Get that for your dog because it is beneficial to them and it's beneficial to the groomer. And it creates a much better experience for you because when you come in, you don't have to keep explaining over and over what you want done to your dog. You can just say, oh, do what you usually do. It always looks great. Or let's switch up what you usually do and do this. You don't have to always explain to each groomer, this is what I get done to my dog, because it'll have already been said. You already have that experience. You already have that relationship, that rapport with your groomer. Okay, back to what I was originally saying. So I'm doing a teddy bear cut on Noodle and I did 5/8 of an inch on her. The pet parent loved the haircut. Like I said, he's been getting a whole bunch of different lengths, but never one where he's like, wow, she looks really good. Like, I love this cut on her. So what I did was I saved it in the computer. So moving forward, she can get that same haircut every single time. But I also explained to him because of how her nerves are and because she's a very anxious dog, keep her with one person. Pick somebody and keep her with that person because she needs consistency. She is a ball of nerves when she comes in. Y'all saw in the beginning when I pulled her out the kennel, her tail was tucked between her legs because she doesn't know what to expect from anybody. And like I said, I've done Noodle once before and it was a long time ago. It had to be right around the time I first started at this salon and I haven't seen her since. She bounces from person to person. So I explained to him, I'm like, listen, you have to pick one person and you have to stick with that person because Noodle needs it. Whether you need it, your dog needs it. It's going to make for a much more pleasant experience when you bring her in. And like I stated earlier, Noodle is a great dog. As you can see, she gives me no issues. Well, besides the blow dryer. But other than that, she doesn't give an issue. She is a fantastic dog. She just stands there. She's literally what every groomer wants every dog to be. Like on the table, minus the dryer. But that's honestly really common for dogs. No dog really likes their face being dried. So, you kind of got to give and take a little bit. But for the most part, Noodle's a fantastic dog. She doesn't cause any issues. She doesn't bark in the kennel. She's not obnoxiously loud when she comes in. And I'm not to say that most dogs are, but there are some loud dogs that can come in, like Huskies and German Shepherds. Now, mind you, I love those dogs, but they are vocal. Very vocal. And it's funny, my aunt just got a German Shepherd puppy. Well, I guess I can't say just got. He is about 5, almost 6 months now. He is the cutest thing. Oh, but he is huge. He is humongous. And I'm like, oh my God, you got such a big dog. But he's so sweet. He's so sweet. He's afraid of people and other dogs, but I think he's getting better because they take him to training classes and socialize him. And they took him to doggy day camp, which I told them that was really good. And I also told them, because, you know, I'm a groomer and I have to take your dog to the grooming salon and get him adjusted, because it's not fun when you take an almost year-old German Shepherd to the grooming salon and he hates it, because they are strong dogs, really strong dogs, and a lot of people cannot control them. So if you are getting a German Shepherd, which is the complete opposite of what we're talking about in this video, but if you are getting a German Shepherd or a Husky, take them as puppies and get them on a routine so they can get used to the grooming process. Unless you're going to do it at home by yourself, then that's okay. But at some point in time, get them socialized and get them used to people, because any dog can become aggressive. But if your dog is never around people, they become aggressive to outside people. And not aggressive as in they hate people, but more like a fear. You don't want your dog to fear a lot of things. And that's essentially what it is for most dogs. They fear. They get scared. They don't know how to react to things. So their only way to protect themselves, like I stated in one other video, is to show teeth, is to bite, whatever. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are aggressive. It just means more socializing. So if you take anything from this video, socialize your dogs while they're puppies, because when they get older, it can be a lot more difficult. So one quick topic I do want to talk about, which someone actually put in the comments that they would like me to speak on, is your blades getting hot. It is very important to check the temperature of the blade. Now, I use wide blades, so I'm able to groom the dog faster so the blade doesn't get as hot. But it's always important to check the temperature of your blade. You can always switch your blade out. Most grooming places has a ceramic station that you can sit your blades on. If not, you can get one from Amazon, or you can get Cool Care to help cool your blades down. If you're going to use Cool Care, use a paper towel or just a regular drying towel after you use the Cool Care, because the blade becomes very oily. But it's very important to check the temperature of your blades, because you can burn the dog with a hot blade. You can cause clipper burn, razor burn. You can cause the skin to be irritated. So very important, check the temperature of your blades before you start cutting the dog. Right now I'm working on her face and her ears, and I'm doing this because I wasn't sure if her dad would pop in, because a lot of pet parents like to pop in while you're grooming the dog. It is not okay. It's not safe, but most pet parents don't know. So I always try and knock out the face first, because when you're doing the face and somebody comes in, or if the owner comes in, most dogs jerk their face. And the last thing I like to do is cut a dog. So I try and do their face right after I clipper their body. What I will say is this has not always been my routine, but it has become my routine recently, because I've noticed in the area that I'm in, a lot of pet parents stop in the store when their dog isn't done, just checking to see if their dog is done. No big deal, but it can be a big deal, because if I'm working on the face last before the pet parent comes in, or while the pet parent comes in, it can be very difficult to get the rest of the face done. So now I just knock out the face first and then go through the rest of the body and scissor up the legs and the feet. I've also noticed that some people are asking me to put in the description what tools I use, which I will. Some of them I don't know where they came from because I got them from other groomers, but I will put in there what I have and what I know. What I'm not going to put, well, maybe I'll do it, but just give a disclaimer. I'll put in the description the clippers that I use. I'm not a fan of the clippers. I want better clippers, but they get the job done for now. So if you're watching this video, if you could drop in the comments for me if you would like me to put my products in the description box, just let me know and I can definitely get a list of everything that I use and I'll put that in the description box. I'm going to say this one more time because I've said this in my last video. If you are a new groomer, if you are a pet parent trying to groom your dogs at home, your comb is your best friend. Your comb will go through the coat. It will show you any like little spots that the clipper may have missed that you can just quick scissor, but your comb is your best friend. It will find any tangles that maybe you missed while brushing the dog. It'll hit any snag in the tail. It will find any mats in between the paw pads and the ears and the muzzle. Always use a comb, go through your dog. I watch groomers all the time not use combs, and there are little areas that they can tweak if they would have just used the comb. Use your comb. It is very important. Look how good Noodle is being. Like, when I say the dog is a sweetheart, she is a true sweetheart and she's so good for her groom. I just think she had an off day. Like most dogs do, most people do, dogs are allowed to have off days, which is what I explain to pet parents all the time. I'm like, listen, your dog had an off day. It's okay. It happens. It happens to every dog. Dogs are allowed to have an off day. She's being reactive because she sees somebody going home and she wants to go home too. But dogs are allowed to have off days, so let them have their off days. So I slowed down this part of the clip because I have no idea what happened. But look at her. She's favoring her foot like I don't know what happened. Why is she swinging? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, what's wrong with your paw? So I go in, I check it out, I extend it, and nothing. She didn't yelp or anything. And then just like that, she's fine. I'm like, what happened to you, Noodle? Like, like, you see me still looking. I'm like, I'm so confused. I don't know what happened to her paw. I'm like, Noodle, what? But yeah, and just like that, she's fine. So I was like, okay, maybe that was like a one-off thing. I don't know what happened, but you're okay now. And what freaked me out about it is that she picked up her paw and she was swinging it around like, somebody help me. I don't know what it is. I was just like, Noodle, okay, put it down. I don't know what's going on. Okay, guys, listen. I don't know. Look at my face. Listen, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I don't know whether she farted on my finger but it was just real rank back there. Remember in the beginning of the video when I was like, it looked like, you know what was about to start pouring out? That's about to happen in a couple seconds. So I was like, Noodle, what did you just do to my finger? Why my hands smell like this? Noodle, why your butt smell like this? What is going on? I was so... Oh, it was a mess that day. And like I said, I can laugh about it now, but Lord, that day was stressful. It was so stressful. Oh my goodness. And then it was just, I'm like, you've really had a rough day, Noodle. I don't know how to help you, but you've had a rough day. I just got to a point where I was like, Noodle, let me just finish your tail. We'll take you to the bathing bunker and you can release whatever you need to release. But please don't do it now. You see me, I have... Okay, in the video, I was like, Morgan, grab me a towel. Fast. Give me a towel. Child, I was like, I cannot. Noodle, you just let me get through this tail. and then we'll be good and you can go. And when the owner picked up, I didn't bring her out right away because I knew she had to go to the bathroom. And I'm explaining to Morgan, like, what happened earlier, that she was just leaking it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So when the dad picked her up, I was like, listen, I'm not going to bring her out until you're ready to take her outside because she's got to go to the bathroom. Just to warn you, just to give you a heads up, it's going to be diarrhea. But she got to go. So once he picked her up and paid for her, I ran her up front and he ran her outside. Okay, let's take a quick flashback look at what she looks like just so y'all can see it. And voila, just like that, another happy customer. I won't say another happy dog because Noodle was a little stressed, but another completed groom. Look at her, she gotta go to the bathroom so bad. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Love you guys.
Come here, Noodle. Are we friends now? Come here, Noodle. Come here. Are we friends now?